Hi, I'm Dan from Custom Carts. There comes a time at the end of every season where we get a lot of questions about what should I do with my electric cart while I'm not using it. Today, what we're going to cover is a strategy we use at Custom Carts, which is called the double charge disconnect. And what that means is we're going to charge our batteries, disconnect them so that over the winter period they don't freeze and crack. The first initial step is to go through and inspect all your cables on your batteries. The next step after that would be to open the cells of the batteries and inspect your battery water level. Once you've topped all your battery waters up, we can put the car on charge and leave it. Now remember, if you're leaving your cart at the cottage or at the trailer when you can't monitor it, the first charge can take anywhere from 2 to 16 hours, so leave yourself enough time so that when you are done the first charge, you can charge it the second time so that the batteries can't freeze and crack over the winter. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my charger, put it on charge, and we're going to time through and let it go through its first charge cycle. So for our first initial charge, I'm just going to take our charge cord, plug it into our car, and let it cycle through. You'll watch on your charger, your ammeter will kick up and then begin to charge. Now always remember, your charger charges from the high amperage down. When your ammeter is at 0 and you can't hear an audible hum, that means the first charge cycle is complete. Now that our first charge is complete, we know that our batteries are fully charged. What we're going to do now is disconnect the charge receptacle and plug it back in. What this will do is bring the specific gravity in the electrolyte that much higher to prevent any freezing of the batteries. Usually the second charge only takes between an hour and 2 hours. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it back on charge, and then our double charge will be finished, and we'll be able to go to our third step after that. So now that our charger's gone through on the second charge, what we're going to want to do now is place the car in tow and disconnect our main negative and our main positive. The purpose of putting it in tow will prevent any arcing while we disconnect our cables. Now if you have a series car or an E-Z-GO or Yamaha, what you'll have to do is turn the key off before you disconnect it. If you leave the key on, it'll leave the controller live and there's a chance for arcing. Now the reason why we disconnect the batteries and isolate our battery pack from the car is to prevent what's called a parasitic draw from our controller to bring our battery pack down. Now what would happen is if we left it hooked up over 3 to 4 weeks, our battery level would begin to drop, which would be a greater risk for our batteries to freeze. Now once your batteries freeze, they're usually done and you'll have to replace them. So the more preventative maintenance we can do around here right now will prevent a costly mistake. So what I'm going to do, place it in tow, disconnect our cables, and then we'll chat from there. Now that our batteries are disconnected and the car is isolated, the batteries are safe for storage. This car could be stored in a shed, a barn, or a garage in a cold temperatures and be alright. Now, best possible case scenario would be for you to remove the batteries and bring them in your house or your garage. Now I know that's not possible for everybody, but the more that you can do for your batteries in the off season will extend their life greatly. Another thing to note would be that 12-volt accessories, like or any accessories for that matter, voltage reducers, headlights, taillights, radios, anything that will pull power off your pack should be disconnected, neatly tied up, and placed beside the batteries. Just lessen the chance of anything drawing power off that battery and lessen the chance of cracking and freezing those batteries over the winter season. I hope this video helps you with the storage of your electric car, and if there's any questions, feel free to contact me at dan@Customcarts.ca and I can answer any questions over email.